On this week's Creek to Coast, we go through heaven and hell in the Victorian high country on an off-road adventure in every sense of the word.
It's too bloody cold, let's get out of here.
G'day and welcome to a very special episode of Creek to Coast. This week we're coming to you from all places, Bairnsdale in southeast Victoria, and we're getting ready to tackle what would have to be one of Australia's most iconic four-wheel drive adventures. We're going to cross the snowy mountains, but first we've got to get this shop locked up and hit the road. It's a journey that ARB Bairnsdale store manager Daniel Ricken has undertaken plenty of times, and no wonder. He lives just an hour or so from the foothills of the Snowy Mountains. Well, Daniel, this is a totally new experience for me, mate. Up in Queensland, we've got outback dust, beaches and water.
Well, we've got plenty of water for you, Rog. Don't worry about that. We've got 26 river crossings for you tomorrow.
And will it be cold?
Definitely. I hope you packed some warm gear, mate.
Well, I hope I did too. Daniel's arranged to start this tour of his big backyard at the unofficial start of the Victorian Alpine area, the legendary Dargo Hotel. They've been serving cold drinks and hot meals here since 1898, and apparently, even back then, it was a popular hub for people heading in or out of the high country. It's also where we're meeting the rest of our crew, all ARB boys and all passionate four-wheel drivers, including Victorian State Manager Peter Lee Smith, Bendigo boy Greg Scanlon, and from Thomastown in Melbourne, Andy Miller. It's a highly experienced crew with decades of off-road touring, tuning and even a bit of racing under their belt. Just the sort of blokes you want for tackling a trek like this. The plan is to cut right across the high country, taking in sections of the Alpine National Park, including a few popular camping areas and classic country towns. This is the man from snowy river country, where rugged valleys rise up to razor-sharp ridgelines. It's where part of the Australian identity was forged on the back of a horse by the unlikely combination of a poet named Banjo and a stockman called Clancy. We're following in the footsteps of wild men through wild terrain. Does the spirit still remain? That's what we're going to find out. The road out of Dargo drops us right onto the Crooked River track, which cuts through an old gold mining valley. It's the kind of trail four-wheel drivers dream about, ducking in and out of freezing cold snowmelt more than 20 times. A great way to warm up the cars and drivers. Our convoy is perfectly kitted out for this type of driving, with plenty of ARB accessories, including protection equipment, recovery gear, snorkels and winches. Mate, how many crossings is this one?
I think this is about 22, Rog.
22. I've lost count. You don't do it easy, do you? Apparently, recent rains have completely changed this place, reshaping the river and its banks. Well, Dan, we're not all going to drive up that, mate.
I don't think so, no.
In a situation like this, it's always a good idea to ferry someone across with all the recovery gear. You also want to send the most capable car through first, which effectively gives us a 2-tonne anchor point to help get the rest of the convoy through. Just stay there, mate, stay there. We'll winch you. Beautiful. Unlike the 200 series, Pete's plucky Hilux has a set of ARB air lockers, front and rear. And it's a pretty good demonstration of their effectiveness, watching the dual cab claw its way through despite having less power and less suspension travel than the big cruiser. And that little red, low Hilux, ARB air lockers, the only way he got through. Eventually, the valley opens up to reveal the Talbotville camping area, set on the side of an abandoned mining town. After the break, we head for the hills, tackling some of the high country's toughest terrain.